So let's welcome everybody to Cardiff Bowls Club. This afternoon we have the quarter-finals of the Welsh Indoor Bowls. We're concentrating on Ring 5, which happens to be an all Cardiff affair, and they're just waiting for the powers to be to give them the starting bell. So it should be up and running quite soon. Trial ends for first, of course. It's been pouring with rain here in Cardiff, and the traffic around the ground here is just stopped. It's been really bad for the last couple of days, but we've all got you eventually. And from those of you who are watching from other parts of the world, especially Australia, I hope it's not too late in the night or very early in the morning for you. Big shout out to Linda Davis, who I believe she tells us that she once used to play here at Cardiff. I hope the weather's better there in Australia than it is down here. We're also trying to keep you updated on the other rinks as we go through the afternoon. But as you can understand, we've only got myself on the microphone at the moment. We're hoping that we'll get some people in to give their opinions of the game as we go forward. And I honestly don't think the boys are talking tactics about the game they're about to play. More likely talking about the football results from yesterday, which weren't very good either. Cardiff City getting beat once again, and Swansea getting only a draw. My technical advisor here has just told me that it's 23:32 in Adelaide, and Sydney it's 2 minutes past midnight. There we go. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And of course here it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's our and our umpire for today is Vivian Jones, and she's also a Cardiff bowler of many years. She's just checking the woods to see that they're in date, but at the moment it's just a matter of she can see the actual mark, the kite mark on the bowls. That's quite adequate at the moment. And once again I'd like to thank Cardiff Bowls Club for allowing these games to go on today. It's a marvellous facility, and anybody who wants to learn how to play bowls come on down. There's a coaching sessions held on Saturday to get you started, and there's plenty of times to roll up and enjoy yourselves. Superb club, got fantastic facilities. If you want to hold parties, weddings, etc., etc., come on down and just ask. And here we have the two skips for today's game. We have Dan Salmon, gold medalist, and Jason Greenslade, another famous Welsh bowler. This should be a cracking afternoon. Both Cardiff clubs. Just finishing off the trial ends. Of course, none of this counts. When we arrived this morning, obviously it was pretty cold within the playing area at the club, but it's warmed up quite a lot since. With the heavy rain outside, it's got quite muggy inside. That will affect the carpet, obviously, but not for these boys. These boys, they should easily pick up the weight of the green. Of course, there's other sporting events going on around the world. The London Marathon. I meant to put my name down, but I forgot yet again. And of course, the Arc de Triomphe, a superb race held there in Paris. I do enjoy watching that. Well, here we are, we're off and running. Nice start by both the leads. Trying to build up a big head here. Looks like somebody just bowled a wrong bias on another green. Always a funny experience. I'm an actual expert at that kind of shot. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's the rain hitting the roof. Some nice steady bowls going on here at the moment. Going to get this audio right for you because we had problems yesterday with the volume. 1, 2, there we go. Bit more volume there. Here we have Damon Devler coming up now. That's probably a perfect action if you're thinking of starting plain bowls. I will copy that. And there we are, just gone through a fraction. It's hard to say because it's a very short ender bowling here who is holding at the moment. We have asked the players to try and remember to stay away from the line of the cameras, but of course they're quite new to this live streaming. I think Dan's got a bit of a chance here to change the head slightly. Dan Salmon, of course, you might have seen playing at Potters over the last couple of years. Potters is the venue for the World Indoor Bowls. Just run through a bit. Jason's coming in nicely here, it's all on his weight. He's landed through, they're clapping away there, he might have just drawn a shot there. He's Danny's trotting up after this one, normally means he likes it. Oh, very unlucky. Just a little bit short. Just wait for him to put the scores on the doors. And that's one shot to the team skipped by Dan Salmon. Because they're both Cardiff teams. The heads sticking into the shot there was I can't shout at him because he's the chairman of the club and has been for many years. I think he sat there trying to keep the crowd at bay. There's a nice sprinkling of supporters who have fought themselves through the weather and the traffic to get you again today. Right, so I've just been told that the scoreboard is actually one for Jason. So Jason is technically now the away side. If you can just see for this shot here at the end there, it's the scoreboard up on the top wall there. This is ring 5. think Damien's just put that one at the back as a bit of insurance in case the jack is forced backwards. Looks like Jason's warmed up now. He's just taking off his sweater. Again, you can see the formation of the woods all together, all near the centre line. For all you budding bowlers, that's what we're looking for. Just half a yard through that last wood. Dan's coming down here, looks like on a good line. They're moving to see what it's just gone and it's gone through. So that's another shot gone to Jason's team. Early days. And again they've laid down very short jack. You can find updates of all the scores on the WIBA website, where they got a regular update of the scores. Lovely bowling kept happening here again. That one was online through about 2 foot, 3 foot. As you can see, another packed head. It's hard to tell who's holding shot. They're coming up, they're going to have a little chat with Dan. Sometimes it's worth coming up to the head to have a look, because the slightest movement of the jack can change the head completely, and sometimes of course you don't want that. Well, Dan come into the head heavy. It didn't move much, but I think it did. Well, they're happy. They seem to have sorted out the count, and it'll soon go up on the board, and we'll let you know. And it is, you can see down the end. 3 shots to Jason's team. Up 3 ends. Mr. Hardiness, they're setting up the jack. You always move the jack onto the centre line, in line with the rink mark numbers, the numbers that mark the rink. That's central. And that's a lovely opening wood. That's all you ask for from a lead. And there are a little bit of chalk. Now that means that the wood has touched the jack. And if it were to end up being hit off the green into the back of the green, it would still be a live wood. But if a wood comes through without touching the jack and ends up in the ditch, it is removed and put on the bank. Of course, the bowlers are using their own woods, the ones they favour, so there's probably quite a mixture out there, and that's why the lines that they bowl are different. They're used to their woods. If you're thinking of starting off playing bowls, it's worthwhile to come to a club, have the coaching, and then try various woods until you're comfortable, especially with the wood in your hand, sitting in your hand. Going out paying an awful lot of money for a set of woods and then finding out you don't like them, it's a hard lesson to learn. But of course there's also a very good second-hand market in woods. They don't lose an awful lot of value. They've had them come up with a nice shot there, change the head, and they seem to like it. And again, as chalk goes down. Jason's coming up to have a look, I think, which you're entitled to do. So they're having a quick discussion, see what happens. Now this is good play, but it should be used sparingly when people come up to the head, because sometimes it can slow the game down. Now Jason's just trying to draw into it again. He's looking at it. No, it's gone, it's gone. Yes, he just didn't push through with the wood. He'd be disappointed with that. Dan's coming up now. Now we've already seen the head, so he's walking straight back for his wood. And he doesn't take long on the mat, does Dan. He's one of the quick players. There we are. Onto the mat and away. He's coming into the head again. He's just trailed the jack, and I think his hands are on his head. I think he might have given it away. Of course, that can always happen in balls. Just wait for him to put the score up so we can confirm it. Right, Dan's putting it up. Yeah, we are, and that's four shots. Four ends played, 4 ones to Jason's side. Because all the players on show here today on this screen are county and above players. It's a lovely start there by Ross. Though they've lost the first 4 ends, they won't be panicking. It's quite a low score. Can easily be brought back. I have to apologise also for the flickering that you might be seeing on your screen. This is due to we've yet to align our cameras with the lighting within the club. I hope it's not damaging your enjoyment in any way, but we're all new to this, so we'll get it sorted hopefully by the finals. But hopefully a lot more of you will come down and watch the finals live.
Yeah, you can down there.
Well, ring 6 has just finished, and it looks like an early end to that game, because that was the over 60 singles competition. We'll find out who won that shortly, and hopefully we can get Ben, once he's changed, to come and take over the commentary. We found out yesterday that he's a natural commentator. Oh, well, the firing shot is not the easiest of things to do, especially when you've been drawing most of the morning. That's when I say drawing, that's laying the woods down nicely. It's a thing that the top bowlers do practice. And here's Dan now coming down. They're looking at it. And he's tapped it in, and they've given him a good clap for that. Jason just settling himself onto the mat, and again inward weight, cleared a few of the woods out. Some of those who have been picked up means they've gone off the green, and the others have just found a position at the back. Dan's now going to try and possibly just lay the jack again. And he's just run through. He just left it alone. I think that's what's happened there. Well, Dan has called his team together to have a little discussion. And they seem to have... That was a lovely 5 just picked up there by Dan, as I told you. Straight back into the game in one end.
Hello, and it's good afternoon from Ben Salmon. I've now taken over the commentary. We have a great game this afternoon on Ring 5 at Cardiff Sapphire Gardens in the Welsh Indoor Bowls Association men's quarter-finals. It's an all-Cardiff affair, and Jason Greenslade skipping against Daniel Salmon, with a lot of Welsh internationals on the same ring, so it should be a cracking game. 21 ends over 4 hours, whichever comes first. Jason Rink got off to a better start, going 4-0 up after 4 ends, but Daniel's Rink has just picked a 5 up to go 5-4 up on 5 ends. So the opening woods of this end have just commenced. With Mark Harding playing at number 2 on Daniel Salmon's rink, putting in a couple of excellent woods. There are 4 quarterfinals games on here this afternoon, and there's a men's seniors over 60 pairs on rink 1, and there was a quarterfinals of the men's singles over 60s, which has just finished. Daniel Salmon's rink is Ross Lewis, Mark Harding, Damien Doubler and Daniel. And Jason Greenslade's rink is Mark Oslin, Mike Hart, Dave Harding and Jason Greenslade. Good afternoon to Linda Davis, who's watching from Australia. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, and I say what should be a cracking game on this particular rink. The semi-finals of all these events will be on a week Saturday here at the Cardiff Indoor Bowling Club, and who win the semi-finals, finals day will be 2 weeks Sunday, 2 weeks today. It'll be starting 10 o'clock in the morning, and various games going through the day to the evening. A full list of winners, losers, and will be in those semi-final finals will be on the WIBA website. At the moment, Daniel Salmon's rink is holding 1 with a drawn shot by Mark Harding on his forehand. Dave Harding now playing third to Jason, has just gone on the mat. We'll be playing a forehand draw. Dave Harding's got big swinging woods. Jason is following it in. It's a great effort by Dave Harding, and he has drawn the shot. Wonderful draw from a wonderful player. He's recently been the Welsh team manager of the outdoor team, and he is now finished, and Robert Wheel has now replaced him. So great players, both in the past and present. Dave Harding and Jason Greenslade played together yesterday in the quarterfinals of the singles and had a convincing win against Charles Davis and his partner from Heatherton, Temby. And Damien Doubler joined up with Daniel Salmon in the pairs, and they've also had a very close fought victory on the very last end against Dale McCarthy and John Price. They got off to a very good start, but full credit Dale McCarthy gave it a real solid, good base from lead, and the score reflected it, and John Price, with all his expertise and experience, played very, very well, and it all went right to the very last end and the last woods of the game. Another great effort by Dave Harding. Not in the count, but in a very good position. Jane Williams is asking the score with the Swansea 4. We'll try and get this information for you. Yesterday we had a sheet and we knew who was on which rinks, so we could give you regular updates. I don't have this information at present. On the WIBA website, there is a live scoring link, and again, if you go on that, each of these 4 rinks, or 5 with the over 60 pairs, they will give you up-to-date scores at the end of every end. So on John Tomlinson's rink against Robert Chisholm, that's Magic Bliner Gwent against Swansea. It is 6-4 after 5 ends. On rink 4, Ross Owen against John Roberts is 3-2 at 5 ends. And on rink 3, Mike Dick of Newport against Di Prosser from Cannon Valley is 5-4. And as I say, on rink 5, Daniel Salmon is 5-4 up on Jason Greenslade at the present time. On the over 60 pairs, John Bartlett and Kevin Lewis of Cardiff are playing the Rhondda pair, Paul Jones and Graham Parfit, and that is 7-6 on 5 ends, so all games are very close at the present time. Thank you, Jane, for your messages. Anybody else who wish to put any comments or replies or likes, please feel free. Hopefully I'll be able to give you a mention from your name or your club. And as I say, I'll try and be impartial and give a fair commentary on this game this afternoon. They're all my Cardiff teammates. But as I say, as the saying goes, may the best team win. If Colin Davis from Llanelli is listening, he's through to the semi-finals of the over 60s singles in 2 weeks' time. And he'll have the misfortune of playing me. I was just able to play in the over 60s singles quarterfinals against a gentleman from Ogle. And I was able to get through, so I'll be playing Colin in 2 weeks' time, who is the current champion of this over 60 singles from 2 years ago. So Jason Greenslade picked up his rink one shot on that end with David Hardin's wonderful forehand draw, bowled to perfection, and the score is 5-all after 6 ends. The first wood of the next end, a shorter length jack. So as you can see, the jack is quite a way down the green. A good opening bowl by Mark Oslin just behind the jack. Mark is just going through, but again, the good positional wood rather than short woods blocking the line to the jack. Any movement of the jack could be in favour, and Mark's woods could come into play as the end progresses. Players have travelled here from far and wide in Wales today to be here this afternoon with very bad weather with heavy rains and flooding and various roadworks, and the Cardiff Half Marathon was on here as well, but everybody got here on time to start promptly at 2 o'clock. At the moment, wood just in front of the jack seems to be holding shot. Mark Harding following his wood up, touches the jack, but just runs out. Next weekend, the PBA qualifiers to get to Potters in Norfolk, Hopton-on-Sea. The Welsh qualification is taking place at Swansea Indoor Bowling Club from 8:30 next Saturday morning. Singles will be on the Saturday, and Sunday will be the men's pairs. players who are in the top seed in the top 16 of the world don't need to go through this route, as they're automatically through. But the next 16 qualifiers from around Britain, Europe and around the world will be vying for the other 16 places in the singles and the pairs events. At Potters also there'll be a mixed pairs event as well, which is always very popular. Again, if you have the chance ever to go there, it's a wonderful resort. Even without the bowls, the food is magnificent. It's like 5-star. You have full cooked breakfast, lunch, evening meals. There's even a midnight cooked buffet. The entertainment is equivalent to West End of London Theatre with the shows they lay on. And there's golf courses, tennis courts, indoor facilities, quizzes, it's just tremendous. So that's at Potter's Holiday Resort in Hopton-on-Sea in Norfolk. They do a couple of days breaks, weekend breaks. Again, it's a great venue, and the bowls is absolutely amazing with all the best players of the world. You know, from the Alex Marshalls to Paul Fosters, down to Greg Harlow's. It's a just wonderful place to be if you have the chance ever to go there. This end is getting tighter, the closer woods to the jack. Dave Harding drawing on his backhand. The last end he drew the actual shot. He'll be hoping to do the same again on this end. And he's done it again. This time on a backhand draw. He touched the shot wood and is holding one at the present time. Damien Dublow is now coming down to bowl. Damien drawing down the backhand, just over the weight, hasn't changed the end. Talking about Potters, Jason Greenslade is in the top 16 seeds of the world, and once got to the actual singles final, but unfortunately lost. But he has won the men's pairs final at Potters, in fact against Damien Dubler and Daniel Salmon with the last word of the game a couple of years ago. Very exciting game, and as I say, went to the wire. Damien and Daniel will be in the PBA qualifiers individually on Saturday, and then they'll be joining up together on Sunday in the men's pairs to again try and qualify. I know John Price is also in the singles entered, a former winner of the World Championship. Robert Chisholm from the northeast of England, originally now living in the West Glamorgan, Carmarthenshire area. He is in the event as well. So again, if you have the chance to go to Swansea next weekend, there'll be some great bowls down there to watch. Daniel Salmon coming up now with his forehand draw, a left-hander, and he's moved the jack. It's a bit hidden, the jack, so it's hard to tell who's actually shot. Sorry, I can't give you more clear information than that at the present time. Jason's drawing on his forehand, trying to do an inch perfect draw. The wood is coming back now into play, but hasn't changed the head. Daniel now buckling on his backhand, but not changing the head. he was able to get the shot with his first wood. Ross Lewis has picked up the jack, so they've obviously picked up on this end. And in fact, when Daniel moved the jack, he made a 4. So the scoreline now is Daniel Salmon 9, Jason Greenslade 5, after 7 ends on this TV rink. Damon is placing the jack instead of the skip Daniel Salmon. He has probably gone for a toilet break or a cigarette break. I think I know where. The cigarette break. Blind and Gwent have gone 7-6 up on the Swansea rink. For our friends from those two clubs who were watching this game this afternoon. Very good start to this end. Some very close woods. Mark Osling right behind the jack, leading for Jason. Ross has just gone through, and again Mark is just through, but a good wood, good position as the end progresses. Mike Carter's just pulled on his backhand, gone slightly short and wide, which gives a bigger target in a minute if Daniel Salmon's rink wishes to change the head about. Mark Harding is continuing to draw at the present time. Good line just over the weight. Probably would have been a good idea if they had given the appropriate rinks different coloured stickers, which would make it easier viewing for yourselves and certainly for me. Very nice drawn wood in there, and double on his backhand. Probably second shot. Dave Harding coming in with a back draw just over the weight on this occasion. A good head of woods. All these boys were playing outdoors until last Sunday with the completion of the Welsh private greens fixtures. With Whitchurch playing Aberdare Harlequins and Penellan playing Ely Valley. So the indoor stadium in Cardiff only opened on Monday, so there's only been a couple of days practice for these boys and other players from other stadiums from coming outdoors. But the more they play, the more the touch the field will come back, and they continue to play to a high class, high standard, which they normally do and have over the previous seasons. In the over 60s quarter-finals, men's pairs at the Cardiff rink against Rhondda are up by 11 shots to 8 at the present time. Jason Greenslade playing his backhand, looking for a dead draw to try and draw the shot. Super line just short on the weight by about a foot. Daniel's weighing up the options, talking to his third, Damien Dubler. If they are down, it might be a bit positive to try and move the jack around. If they're holding, probably a dead draw. They're discussing it. Daniel's playing a timer on his backhand into the head to try and make things happen. And it's come off. He's seems a perfect wood. His rink seemed very happy with the end result. Handshakes all around. You never know where the jack is going to end up in those situations. It's nice when it comes off, but if you drop a count, you wish you never played it. That's bowls for you. We've all been there, seen it, done it. Jason's coming in with a draw on the backhand to try and recover. He's just gone through outside. The 2/3 have agreed on the shots that count. And in fact a 3 was picked up with that shot. And Daniel's rink go 12-5 up on Jason Greenslade's rink. On rink 4, the Heatherton rink of John Roberts have gone 4-3 up on Jared Breen's rink from Cunnan Valley. apologies. All this technology, we have to press a button to change the ends. I was looking across the green trying to get scores on other ones, and sorry for the delay of having the correct camera at this end. I'm glad the players are standing aside to let us see the camera, to let you see the jack and the head as it builds. If they're standing in the way, we will tell them to get out the way. Just over the weight from Mark Harding. Again, a good positional wood just behind the jack. Dave Harding walking down to the mat. Seen the head. There's a draw, either hand frame pull, he would play backhand draw. On rink 2, Blaenau Gwent leading Swansea by 8 shots to 6 on 8 ends. On rink 3, Di Prosser from Cynon Valley beating Mike Dick from Newport 9 shots to 6. On rink 4, Heatherton are 4-3 up at present on Jared Breen at Cynon Valley. And on rink 5, Daniel Salmon's 12-5 up his rink against Jason Greenslade's rink after 8 ends. On the seniors rink after 7 ends, Cardiff are 13 shots to 8 up after 7 ends. There's still an open draw either hand for both skips on this all Cardiff clash. Daniel's drawn on his forehand, he's a left-hander. Coming into the head now, and probably has got shot with that last draw. Jason's quickly on the mat and he's following him up on his forehand. Coming in nicely. Look at just falling, has a little rub. Again, it's hard to tell if Jason's wood has crept in a shot just in front of the jack or if Daniel's is just before. Daniel will probably play the same shot again. If he touches the jack, he'll make 2, resting onto his other wood. Daniel's drawn in again just behind the jack. Again, there's still an open draw for Jason on either hand. He's been up to check the head. Let's see. He's now on the mat. It's nice, stylish, consistent delivery. Has done well for him over many years, indoor and outdoors. On this occasion it's just fallen short, perfect line, but just fallen short. Again, the thirds are weighing up who is shot. If they're not sure, they'll ask the umpire to come on and measure it. Woods have been taken out which are not in the count, don't need to be measured. David has taken Daniel's closest wood out, so I'm not sure if he's conceded that, and now they're weighing up the options of Jason's wood in front and Daniel's other wood behind. The umpire is now coming up to measure to sort it all out. Cardiff Bowling Club has an outdoor facility in the summer from middle of April to the end of September, and it has a super 6 rink indoor arena with a bar and food facilities. Also does private functions. As you come off Cathedral Road going into Sophia Gardens, you have the car park to the right, a pub. You then have Glamorgan Cricket on the left, and on the right hand side there's a private road which leads into the bowling club. As I say, the club is open 7 days a week. For bowls it's from 10 AM in the morning till 8:30 in the evenings. Open for all categories: social bowlers, competitive bowlers, male, female, boys and girls, no restrictions whatsoever. They try to have a dress code of white above the waist and dark shorts or trousers, obviously ladies with skirts. Things getting more flexible, more colourful with shoes, and a meeting of the in a case of allowing shorts to be worn, like following the Welsh outdoors where you can. Obviously in the summertime with hot weather it's nice to wear shorts, but the indoor stadiums are very warm these days, so again it's nice sometimes to wear shorts and in a more relaxed atmosphere. Well, after that end was sorted out, Jason's wood just in front of the jack crept in for shot, and the score now is 12 to Daniel's ring, 6 shots to Jason's ring after 9 ends. 21 end game, so plenty of time to go. And as we saw yesterday in Damien Daniel's game with Dale and John Price, went right down to the wire. Daniel's rink were winning for 19 ends. John Price's rink then went ahead on the 20th end to lead by 2, and Daniel's rink picked a 3 up on the last end to win 23-22. A very exciting game of men's pairs. In the semi-final, Damien and Daniel will in fact be playing the 2 gentlemen right opposite them now, Dave Harding and Jason Greenslade. Again, that will be another great game and a titanic tussle, I'm sure. All semi-finals of all events will be on the WIBA website. The pairs and triples already updated, and obviously the 4s will be after the commencement of today's games. On rink 2, Blaenau Gwent are 10-6 up on Swansea. On rink 3, Cynon Valley are 9-6 up on Newport. On rink 4, Heatherton are 5-3 up after 8 ends on Cynon Valley. And on rink 5, Daniel's Cardiff rink are 12-6 up on Jason's other Cardiff rink. Mark Harden has just drawn the shot and touched the jack as well. The jack is now offline, so slight adjustments by the players based on this. Mike Hart, the number 2 on Jason's rink, is just played, but it's been blocked by a short wood. Based on those 2 short woods on the backhand, they've now requested Mark Harden to change hands to the open draw on the other hand. Mark, like Damien, are left-handers. The rest of the players on this rink are right-handers. Slightly different pace on that hand. Mark has gone through probably about a yard. Again, at least it's not short of the jack blocking the way in, and if the jack is moved, it's a good receiving wood. If the jack should go into the ditch at the moment, that is best back. Dave Harding's playing 30. Jason's coming in again. Big swinging bowls. Another great effort by Dave Harding. Very close for shot. Between Mark Harding's blue wood with the red sticker and Dave Harding's black wood with the Cardiff stickers. Nice to see a lot more boys and girls at all ages playing this great game, known as old man's marbles all in the past. And sometimes when you see comments or see things on TV, they try to show it as an old Gentile game, but it's say that everybody of all ages and all abilities to enjoy the game and the social side and make new friends. In Britain, there's national sides at under 18, under 25, full national teams, and there's even over 50s. So as I say, if you move the standards or go through the various trials, it's a great game to play. Elite players, it opens up to travelling around the world, whether it be South Africa, Australia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Cyprus. There's many places and lovely venues. Next year the Commonwealth Games is being held in Birmingham, and the bowls part of it is being held at Leamington Spa. So it's about 120 miles from Cardiff, South Wales. Tickets are on sale at the moment on all the various events. The Welsh team, which will be picked, the various pre-teams, there'll be 5. Normally there's 5 players which cover. One week would be the singles and the fours, the other week would be the pairs and the triples. At the last Commonwealth Games, Wales did quite well, winning the gold in the men's pairs, in the ladies, in the singles. Roy Daniels got silver medal, and the partly cited Wales won the bronze medal. So all 3 disciplines came back with medals, which was very good for Wales and for Bowls Wales to show to the Sports Council of Wales how successful Wales are, and which obviously helps funding as well. There were trials held in the summer at Cardiff, Wales, to reduce it from 24 to 12 to 8. The 8 will be reduced to 5 in October, when the team manager Robert Wheel meets with the Welsh selectors to discuss everything they've seen, all the marks, and look at combinations and make their final decision of the 5 to be picked. And unfortunately there'll be 3 which will be unlucky on this occasion. Was playing a timer on his backhand. He has taken 2 woods out of the opponents where they were holding 2, and is now holding shot. Jason has 1 more wood to come, where he'll be playing a dead draw on the forehand to try and win the end. Daniel being congratulated by his teammates with a handshake. Although drawing is the main thing in the game, you need all the tools which come with various weighted shots and line. Jason's now on the forehand. It's coming in nicely. Daniel's got 1 more wood to come from himself, as the last end was won by Jason, so he went first on this end, so Daniel will have the last wood of the end. He's weighing up the options with his teammates at the moment. It's very close for shot, it looks like. The boys have kindly moved, so we have viewing of the camera. Daniel has no drawn. Getting close, just missing the jack running through. Who is shot? They're asking the umpire to come and check between the blue wood and the black wood. No, they decided not to call the umpire. Jason's last word was enough to draw the actual shot. The score now is 12-7 after 10 ends for Daniel's rink against Jason. Opening wood by Mark Oslin, just falling short. Ross Lewis, who was coming as replacement for John Ackland, who is not playing at the present time. So Ross is coming as lead on Daniel's rink. Similar wood to Mark Oslin. Ross's is the blue wood, Mark Oslin is the green wood. Nice wood there by Mark Oslin. Handshakes from his teammate Mike Hart. Draw now for Ross Lewis on his backhand. Good effort, just touching Mark's, but Mark lead for Jason Greenslade, still holding one at the present time. Welcome to Ethan Humphreys, who has just joined us. He's asking the names of the particular players on the TV rink. So on Daniel Salmon's rink, his lead is Ross Lewis, second Mark Harding, third dinging doubler Skip Daniel Salmon. And their opponents today, lead Mark Oslin, second Mike Hart, third Dave Harding, and skip Jason Greenslade. Hope this helps Ethan. Trust you keep him well. No doubt we'll bump into each other over the winter when Cardiff play Merthyr. Another good draw there by Mike Hart. Jason's rink now holding 2 shots. Damien with a backhand draw. Still a nice open draw for both sides to the jack. Slight gap from the shot wood. Damien coming in but falling short. Good line but short. Dave Harden also with his big swinging woods, playing the backhand. He's been to the head, he knows the position. As you can see, it's coming back nicely now. Great effort here. Again, just falling short. Damien knows his line is correct. He needs to just alter probably by about 2 feet of weight. Again, just falling short, unfortunately for Damien. Still leaves an open draw for the skips. Jason is first to go after winning the last end. Jason Porges coming in nicely. He connects with the jack. He's just moved the jack to the blue receiving woods. Daniel leaves the head. Surveyed everything about it. Again, he's a left-hander, so he'll probably be looking for a dead draw on the left hand, on his forehand. He's got a good line with the black wood to the right of the screen. Anything inside that, you know he'll be very close. Daniel's wood in fact got caught on that black wood. Again, anything inside it would have been close, but he's just wrecked against it and fallen out. So again, Jason still knows there's a dead draw on the backhand for him to potentially win this end. I'll give an update on all the scores on all the other rings at the end of this particular end. Jason's played a slightly tighter run in. He's connected, but it hasn't changed anything in the head. Again, there's still a forehand draw for Daniel being a left-hander. So Daniel's let his wood go. Players are moving into position. But again, he's probably they are holding shot, so he didn't want to disturb it to give the shot away. It's always nice to add, but again, if you're a little bit heavy and you touch that jack and it goes to the opposing rink, it might be a turnover of 2 shots, 1 in favour of you to 1 to them. And again, when it comes to the end of the game and the final score, it can come to bite you on the bum. as they say. Okay, in the seniors over 60 pairs quarterfinals on ring 1, the Cardiff pair are up 16-11 against the Rhondda on 10 ends. On ring 2, the Blaenau Gwent rink are 6 up on 10 ends. On rink 3, Cynon Valley are 13-10 up on the Newport rink. On rink 4, Heatherton are 6 shots to 3 up on 9 ends. Again, a very tight game, only 9 shots in 9 ends on that particular game. And on rink 5, Daniel Salmon's rink are 13-7 up on Jason Greenslate's rink, 13-7 on 11 ends in an all Cardiff affair. That brings you up to date at the present time. As I say, on the WIBA website, they have live scoring and each end is monitored, and if you wanted to check that, if you have any of your family or friends or favourites or teammates you wish to see how they're progressing, as obviously we can only concentrate on the live feed on rink 5 here in Cardiff. Opening Woods coming in from the lead. Ross Lewis is holding 1 at the present time. Lead for Daniel. Mark Harding playing number 2 on Daniel's rink. Again, he's just drawn the actual shot, about a foot short of the jack. Mike Hart following it down, just running out, but again a good position, setting up for Jason's rink as the end progresses. Thank you, Linda Davis, for your comments, and as I try and keep regular scores updated for yourselves across all rinks, as obviously although it's been held in Cardiff and the game we're watching is a all Cardiff affair, we know that all other clubs from around Wales are involved, and as I say, we will try to keep you up to date. I'd like to thank John O'Brien from South Glamorgan County Bowls Association for his great efforts in getting all this TV equipment available and online for you to view. He did it with the outdoors with South Glamorgan County in the summer, and as I say, he's doing it now with the indoor, which the WIBA I know are very grateful for, and obviously looking for the way forward. And this kind of cameras which can be used for other functions as well. So if you do see on Facebook John O'Brien's name or wish to make contact with him, he'll be happy to answer any questions or assist you or guide you, or potentially provide equipment for anything you may need it for, whether it be on a personal or a business ventures. Another great by Harding. So a very good experienced player over the years, indoor and outdoor. I know some people before big games will go to bed early or think about it, or as I say, watch what they eat. Well, I know Dave Harding last night, obviously with such a big game in place, Judy went to a pub a couple of doors from where he lives, the Holly Bush in Whitchurch, Cardiff, and he won the quiz and the money last night. So that was David's preparation for today. Hope his head isn't too sore. The outdoor season finished right at the right time last Sunday. The amount of heavy rain which has occurred this week in the Cardiff area, and I'm sure in other places around Wales and the UK. There are roughly 24 indoor stadiums in Wales. So obviously if you check out the WIBA website, see if you are thinking of taking the game up, hopefully there's one near you, and there'll be a warm welcome, I'm sure, by the stadium manager and members of the respective clubs, and who provide equipment to get you going and coaching. At the moment it still looks like Mark Harding is holding just in front of the jack with the blue wood with the red sticker. Jason's come down with a timer. He's touched the short wood through, but it hasn't changed the head. Quite a few people here today watching in the arena and in the restaurant bar area. Daniel's drawing on his forehand and has dropped in nicely. Jason will have the last wood of the end. He's now made his decision, running up the green. He's playing a slightly line running weight just outside, unless he gets the right connection. He didn't change it, and Ross Lewis has picked up the jack, so Daniel's Rink has won this particular end. When the scoreboard has been updated, we'll give you an update. Daniel's Rink is now 15-7 up against Jason Greenslate's Rink after 12 ends. The jack has been thrown up again about 3/4 length. Where the tee is, this small white kind of mark, about quarter way up on your screen, is the furthest the jack can be placed, and there's markers either side. If the jack should go dead, they'd be placed back on those marks, depending which side the jack goes out. A good opening wood by Ross Lewis, just in front of the jack, but he'll be happy with that. opening woods after Ross's first wood have gone slightly through. Our garden's just gone through by about 2 feet. As is the early stages of this end. Again, I'll just run through the scores. The senior pairs, Cardiff are 17-11 up on 11 ends. On ring 2, Blaenau Gwent are 11-10 up on Swansea. On rink 3, Cannon Valley are 13-11 up on Newport. On rink 4, Heatherton are 6-4 up after 10 ends against Cannon Valley. And rink 5, Daniel's rink against Jason Greenslade's rink. An all Cardiff affair is 15-7 to Daniel after 12 ends. Two close woods to the jack. There's still an open draw either hand as it stands at the present time. Damien's bowled on the forehand. I can only imagine that Daniel, the skip, has requested him to put the best back in, unless the draw went slightly wrong. Woods are sweeping back, but again just missed the weight on that occasion. Damien is now changing hands. David's last wood might be blocking him directly in on a forehand draw, so Damien's now playing a backhand draw, trying to be in the count. Excellent wood by Damien. A good drawing player. As we said, very early, just less than a week into the indoor season, so getting that feel and touch, whether you're drawing or playing weighted shots, it does take time. Dave Harden looking for a slight adjustment on his first wood. His teammates are following it up. As he sweeps around, wonderful effort by Dave Harding, just dropped behind the jack, as you can see with that black wood of his. This Saturday is the Welsh Indoor Bowl Association Knockout Cup final carried over from 2019, and it will be between Cardiff and Cannon Valley, held at Merthyr Indoor Bowling Reader Car at 2 o'clock on Saturday. So there's the PBA Welsh qualifiers down at Swansea, and at Merthyr, as I say, there's another event on if you wish to go and watch. A nice drawn wood there by Daniel Salmon, forcing Jason into a line and weight shot. Just caught a wood but hasn't really changed anything. Both skips have one wood each to come. When you're 40 yards away on the mat and you're not sure, it's best to go up to the end, check the head, suss it all out. Is there a draw? Is there a danger of the wood of the jack going through? Could there be a count? Do you need to cover anything? These are the decisions that they'll be making. Daniel's wood just behind the jack. Jason's playing weight again, but has just missed it. So it looks like Daniel's rink has picked up on this end again. The scoreboard has been turned over, and the scoreline now reads Daniel Salmon's rink are 18-7 up after 13 ends against Jason Greenslade's rink. Very good start again by Ross Lewis. Just what you want from your lead. Apologies for the slight delay in commentary. Had to go for a toilet break. I did wash my hands, honest. About this end, you probably know more than me if you've been watching it. As I said, Ross started off with a very good wood just behind the jack. The over 60 pairs games turned out to be a very exciting affair. Cardiff are now 17-16 up against Rhondda on 13 ends. So the Rhondda boys have come back really well. It's one thing whenever a tournament is held at a particular green, the home players probably with the touch and feel would probably, and the runs, if there are any, would know about it and the pace of the greens. So it does help if it is held at your own particular club. The WIBA, though, with all their national finals, they go around all the different clubs which can host these events on a yearly basis, so to keep it fair. Obviously with the COVID, what has happened in the last year or two, this particular event was supposed to be held at the Newport Indoor Bowling Club. The president of the WIBA might duty from that club, but again, for different reasons, it's now been swapped and changed to the Cardiff club for the quarterfinals, semis and the final for this particular year. Great effort there by Damien Dubler, who just fell out. Linda Davis, watching from Australia. I've been advised used to be at the Cardiff club, so it's nice that you're able to watch this. Obviously, I think you're roughly quite a few hours ahead of us, probably about 9 hours. So I hope you're still with us, Linda. Good to hear from you. After the Commonwealth Games in 2022 at Birmingham, the World Championships, which were cancelled in 2020 at Broadbeach in Queensland on the Gold Coast in Australia, they'll be returning to there for the 2020 will be held in 2023, and then the year after they'll be held in Hong Kong, when everything in relation to the dates and COVID being hopefully a thing of the past around the world. A nice backhand draw by Daniel Salmon has drawn the actual shot. And Jason playing line and weight on his forehand, just outside, pushing Damien Dubler's wood through to be best back. Daniel looking at the head, discussing with his third Damien. Mark Harding at number 2, very experienced player, now 50 years of age, giving his words of advice, which are normally correct. Well, in relation to bowls anyway. Daniel has changed hands to his forehand. Jason again playing down the forehand. This time looks closer. He's hit the object. All on the result now. The jack has come out. In favour of Jason's rink. They're having a discussion now, Dave Harding and Mark Oslin, and Mark Clark, what length to play the jack going forward. The score changed over the scoreline being 18-9 on 14 ends in favour of Daniel's rink. Going across the rinks again in relation to the fours on rink 2. Blind equipment are leading 18-11 on 13 ends. On rink 3, Cunnan Valley are 15-13 up on 13 ends. On rink 4, Heatherton are 11-4 up on Cunnan Valley. And I say rink 5. Daniel, Sam and Cardiff's rink are 18-9 up, 14 ends on Jason Greenslade's Cardiff rink. The mat's been taken up and the jack thrown to change the length, but Daniel's rink have asked the umpire for a measure. The umpire has measured. There's a minimum length of 23 metres and it didn't reach that, so the jack is thrown back. The jack is given to the opposing team so they can put to the length they wish, but the team who won the last end will still go first. And Mark Oslin on the mat, lead for Jason Greenslade. Will throw the first wood down this particular end. Although these games are about 12, 13, 14 ends into the game, a long way to go. Anything can happen between now and the end of the game. Superwood by Mark Oslin, front toucher, just what you want as a skip from your lead. Oh, what a shot. Ross Lewis has drawn onto the jack and turned the jack. Very, very good shot. Ross doesn't normally play lead, but I say he's replacing John Ackland, who's not playing at the present time. It was a wonderful effort. Mike Hart's perfect line, just come through 2 feet. A good effort by Mark Harding. flat and rolling away to Mike Hart has played into it. The jack has sprung. It's not left the rink, so they'll continue to play where it is. But obviously it's out wide now, it's a whole new ball game. With the jack being so wide over, and obviously with this 8 players on a rink, it can be a bit difficult for the camera to see through their legs. We have a gap at the moment, so at least we can watch how close they can get on their forehand draws. Dave Harden has just drawn through, so a slight adjustment for him. Now Damien Doubler will try and learn from that last wood. Last wood is shot by Damien Doubler. So Dave Harden looking for a slight adjustment on his first wood. Coming back very nicely. And shot wood by Dave Harding. Third to Jason Greenslade. Damien drawing close, just run out. Dave Harding still holding one at the present time. Jason's trotting backwards. A play of his class and experience should be very, very close to this. Fantastic effort by Jason. He's drawn the shot with a toucher. With Jason's rink holding 2 shots, and Daniel's got 2 woods to play. I imagine he might play weight to make it dead, or certainly improve it. Just missed it. So nothing has changed. Jason would still be holding 2 shots at the present time. Jason has just gone inside the sun, just under the line, while effectively change on this end. Daniel has gone again, with a touch more green into the head. Jason's rink won that end. The scoreboard has been turned over, and Daniel's rink are 18-10 up at 15 ends on Jason Greenslade's rink. Opening wood of Mark Oslin on this end. Good weight just outside the line. Good opening wood by Ross Lewis. Touch the jack, move the jack slightly. Great effort by Mark Oslin. Drawn the actual excellent wood, just about 6 inches behind the jack. On rink 4, the rink of Cunning Valley, skipped by Jared Green, are 11-6 up on 13 ends on the headband. I'm sorry if previously the scoreline was given the wrong way round from the information I received, but as I say, Jared Green, Cunning Valley, 11-6 up against John Roberts of Heatherton. On rink 5 at the present time, shot is held by Jason's rink with Mark Oslin's wood just behind the jack green wood. An excellent wood just drawn in by Mark Hardin, a front toucher, giving the shot to Daniel's rink. Six ends still to go in this particular game. 8 shots in it. Game 1 count, momentum changes. Skips could change their length. Anything can happen. So all to play for both teams still. Dave Harding with a good effort on the backhand draw. Just gone through. Draw by Damien Dubler coming in, just falling short. Might not be such a bad wood in the sense of blocking anything direct. welcome to Paul Rowlands who's watching. Hope you're enjoying the bowls on this Sunday afternoon. Dave Harden just playing weight, just missing the line going through to the ditch, so the wood is dead and taken out and put on the side. Damien's drawing again on his backhand to try and add to the one shot they're holding on his particular rink at the moment. He's coming for a very, and yes, he's made it a super backhand drawn shot by Damien Doubler. Makes 2 for Daniel's rink at the present time. Jason has gone already, made a backhand timer weighted shot but just dropped under. Daniel weighing up the options. Mark Harding advised to cover the spot that if it does go dead on that side, if they're down at the present time and the jack went dead, they drop a shot or two. If he can put it as near as he can to that white spot, about quarter way up on the left, about quarter way across on the left hand side, that would cover the respot. Just past the spot Daniel's wood. Let's see if Jason gets a result now. It's going a bit more green. He's made the jack dead, so it has been placed back on the respot, which was discussed earlier. Now Daniel has last wood at the end to try and draw as close as he can to get the shot. Not sure exactly who is holding shot at the present time. As I say, unfortunately, the stickers on these woods aren't separated. Daniel's playing his backhand draw. There is a wood in the way. Just touched it, but he has got the shot potentially just in front. We'll give you an update on the score once it's done by the players. Daniel's rink are now 20 shots to 10 up at 16 ends on Jason Greenslade's rink in this all Cardiff affair. On rink 1 at the other end of the stadium, the over 60s pairs is reaching an exciting conclusion. The Ronda pair have now gone 19-18 up at 15 ends. Other updated scorelines. Blaenau Gwent are now 24-12 up on the Swansea rink. On the next rink, Cannon Valley are 18-15 up on the Newport rink. On rink 4, the Cannon Valley rink, which I have been skipping, are 11-6 up on John Roberts rink. And finally, rink 5. Daniel's Cardiff rink are 20 shots to 10 up at 16 ends against Jason's rink. A good opening bowl by Ross Lewis has forced Mark Osland to be a bit aggressive but missed the wood and the jack, and therefore has gone a couple of yards through. Ross is just trying to back up his first wood. Good line and about 2 feet behind the jacks, so good opening woods for the lead of Daniel Lewis. Again, Mark Osling the lead, trying to force things a little bit and missing, so no woods in their head at the moment. They're already looking at covering the respot where Mark Oslin's 2 8 woods have, because if that jack does go dead over on that side, the jack would be placed on the respot by the green wood, as you can see, and a potential count could occur for Jason, which would bring him right back in the game. Mike Hart, the number 2 on Jason's rink, is now drawing. Again, I'm not sure if this is tactics. They are purposely putting through these deep woods. It's like something or bust. I won't swear. Time for Jason making this decision. He probably feels that Dave Harding could draw very close, or himself, in relation to getting shot or second shot, but the potential to get a count is what they're aiming for by putting in these deep woods. Again, line and weight by Mike Hart. He's under the head. And that has actually gone dead and left the actual rink. A risky strategy at the moment by Jason, but he's vastly experienced and you can see the potential if it comes off. Dave Harding's trying a dead draw after the potential backwoods in player, all his experience, and come in and probably got a second shot there. If Daniel's happy with the position at the back with woods being put in by Mark Harding, Damon can go back to drawing to the jack. Just short. In the topsy-turvy game on rink 1 with the senior pairs quarter final, Cardiff have now gone 21-19 up at 16 ends on the Rhondda. Pity they want a camera on that rink as well. That seems quite a good game to watch. The two skips are now walking down together. Daniel to go first. Daniel playing a 400, waiting for the Heriton Bowl on the next rink to go to make sure that their woods wouldn't clash on white draws. Daniel again just filtering in behind if that jack is moved. Jason's playing a slight timer runner. Players at the far end, Daniel's third Damien, is giving him advice and guidance about whether to draw or to play positional. delivered again on the forehand. Playing a deeper, wider wood, covering the spot on that side if the jack should go dead. Dave Harden's giving instructions to Jason of the shot to play. We feel there's still a shot of moving the jack to the barrier, waiting for receiving woods. Jason has just gone under. And they have shaken hands. Daniel Salmon's rink has just beaten Jason Greenslade's rink. Jason hit a wood, another wood hit the jack. The jack spewed out wide, but Daniel put a cover wood over there, which actually became shot. So at least 21-10 is potentially the final score at 17 ends, although this was a 21 end game. They feel they could not, the way the game was going and the way the opposition were playing, that they could actually win the game. I'll give you a final recap on scores before we close this transmission off. In the senior pairs on rink 1, Cardiff are 21-19 up on the Rhondda. On rink 2, Blaenau Gwent are 24-14 up at 16 ends. On rink 3, Cynnon Valley are beating Newport by 19 shots to 15 at 15 ends. And on rink 4, Cynnon Valley are 12-6 up on Heatherton at 14 ends. Thank you very much for following this game this afternoon and over the weekend. I say we will be returning in 2 weeks' time for the semi-finals on the Saturday and the finals on the Sunday. If there's duplication, there might be on the Friday evening certain games, because I think the Cynnon Valley rinks and Cardiff rinks, there could be a couple. So rather than playing 3 games on one day, they might do one on the Friday evening, probably 6:30 start, and then 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock on the Saturdays, and then the finals will follow on the Sunday. That's in a fortnight's time. Hope you've enjoyed it and enjoyed your company. I'll just pass you for final words to John O'Brien.
Well, thank you then again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ben. Now, don't forget that you can catch the scores on the doors on the WIBA website. So the final scores, but for now, it's goodbye from Cardiff. Again, thank you to the Cardiff Bowls Club for allowing these games to go on in their lovely stadium. Have a lovely day and goodbye.
He was left running yesterday. Easy mistake to make. I asked him to turn the computer off, but I meant to turn this off. End the broadcast. That's what we do.
Oh, right, yes.
That's right. Just minimise that. It comes up to there.
Yes.
End the broadcast.
Great.
Do it twice.